some footage for Wonder Woman was released recently, and it looks kind of okay.
Well, it's not even a trailer yet.
It's like
I want to watch like an actual put together kind of piece of, work where you actually get to watch a trailer. And like, everything cut to Bohemian Rhapsody. Or
no. This is why
maybe cut it to Under Pressure. That would be good. Yeah.
No, I don't want to misappropriate a fantastic tune featuring Bowie and Freddie Mercury. No.
It's really one of the best songs ever. But
yes. Anyway, it is footage. It's not really a trailer because it's interspersed with commentary by Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
So you get like his kind of take on it, which does nothing for me to disguise the fact that I still would never have cast Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman because she just does not have the physique for it, in my mind. Not that she has to be like, what's her face from the original series?
Linda Carter.
I was going to say Diane Keaton. It's like, no, bad. Linda Carter.
So, no, she was playing Diana.
Yeah, she was playing Diana.
Secretly Wonder Woman.
Yes.
Yes.
But, she doesn't have to have Linda Carter's kind of physique. But
Linda Carter didn't have, like, the Amazonian physique either.
No, but she had a little bit more meat on her bones, so you could kind of, like, see her throwing a punch, Right. At least for me. She wasn't, like, roided out or anything, and not that you need that from Wonder Woman, because that would just look weird. But I kind of want to see some muscle tone there. I know, it's like...
You want China to be playing...
I want
Wonder Woman.
I want Ronda Rousey. I want somebody who looks like that. I could believe could beat somebody up in a fight.
Gotta have the dark hair, though. I don't know if she'd dye her hair for it.
I'd say, here's some dye you'd probably be great. Do it, And I know
there's Cyborg. There you go. There's got the muscles.
Yeah, there's probably somebody who would say like, "Oh, you're judging her on her looks." Well, yes, and it has nothing to do with her femininity. I wouldn't buy Will Smith as... Actually, no, he works out. But I wouldn't buy somebody lithe in another role either, which is why, like, I'm glad that Ryan Reynolds has obviously worked out for the role of Deadpool.
Yeah.
Because I think prior to that, he looked a little scrawny to me. So seeing that he's kind of buffed up.
He can bulk up like that. Yeah, and Chris Pratt,
Chris Pratt obviously bulked up. Like, if they would have had him in Jurassic World or... even Guardians of the Galaxy being his chunky self, I would have been kind of like, like, I'm not buying this schlub running around, but there's something about muscle. Anyway, not to digress too much.
I'm not mad at Gal Gadot, actually. I think that she's probably going to be all right, and I think that she kind of fits into the role. She definitely doesn't... She's not the Amazon that we think of when we think Amazon.
Yeah.
But then, neither was Linda Carter. I still have a huge crush on her.
Linda Carter was an amazing bit of casting because, she was not Amazonian, but there was something about her look that kind of captured the way that Wonder Woman looked in the 70s and 80s. So she had the physical appearance of the character popped out. And that's not just due to the costume, but because...
Right. And I think that probably part of what you're objecting to is that they went with a darker, more muted palette for the costume.
Which is, it's another thing. It's like, why does everything have to be so, like, freaking dark, like, through, like, I can't see the colors pop?
What were you expecting? Blue and yellow spandex?
I saw it in the actual, what was it, X-Men First Class or whatever. The only good thing about the movie was the throwback to the original costumes. They worked fine to me. And I don't mind if they change the costume a little bit, but it doesn't have to look so dark that I can't tell that, oh, that's red. It's not brown. She's not, like, wearing brown and black and gray and different shades of, like, apparently, it's like, who designed her costume? A dog? No offense, Harley. It's just like, I don't understand the need to make everything have this bleak, quote-unquote, edgy tone with the superheroes.
It's a muted palette. It's the same colors. It's just a more muted palette because bright red on there is ridiculous. It doesn't look realistic, and we want to have this look a little bit more realistic rather than just having Superman flying around with his underwear on the outside.
I did not mind that change to his costume. What I did mind was the desaturation that Zack Snyder used, because I've seen people who done YouTube videos of what it would have looked like if they hadn't done the desaturation.
Yep.
And like sitting there saying, there's nothing wrong with that. I would not have found that ridiculous in the least. Just like I didn't find Christopher Reeve's look ridiculous in the least. Like, yes, okay, at this point, sadly, the kind of the underwear on the outside look, which was sort of like a throwback to like the strongmen days of like the 1920s, 30s when Superman first introduced.
Right.
That works. Back then, and now it kind of looks ridiculous, so they kind of have...
Right, I don't think that you could release the original Superman looking like that these days.
No.
Like, nobody would buy it, they'd laugh him out of the room.
Yeah, but that does not, to me, necessarily mean that you can't have a little bit more brightness in the color. So, before we totally get digressed into color palettes here, was there anything else that struck you on it? Because for me, I just was like, well, it looks okay, but
it was basically just random
footage
that wasn't pieced together in any sort of a way, so we have no idea. It was just, oh, hey, look, here's pictures of things that happen in the movie. And I'm really, I want to wait until I see the actual trailer for it, cut together with a good Queen song, and, see, okay, fine, we'll cut it together to Aerosmith.
That's better, I guess.
Whatever you want to do. I mean, I think that probably you could, Meghan Trainor would probably work fairly well.
Yeah, I just... I know they're trying to get people pumped up because maybe there's like early word is that they're not overly enthused and they want to keep giving gas to the Justice League idea here, because you want to keep fueling that fire, like hoping that they're probably really hoping that they can get something going like the Marvel universe.
Right. Well, they're trying to build. DC is trying to make the same thing that Marvel did, but they're doing it poorly. Yes,
they're doing it poorly and so backwards. Okay, first we'll have a Superman movie. Okay, so you establish his character, then we'll go right into like a semi-Justice League movie with Doomsday, Lex Luthor. We've got Wonder Woman making an appearance, and he's fighting Batman, but he's not really fighting Batman because we give that away in the trailer. And now we're going to move on to a Wonder Woman movie, and I still remember there's like images out there of Aquaman, so Aquaman's probably going to be in this movie somewhere too.
Great.
And they haven't...
Aquaman, why don't you go
talk to some fish? Yeah. So I don't know what their intent is with releasing this hodgepodge of footage with Kevin Smith talking over it. You've got kind of like, okay, see, we've got street cred. We've got Kevin Smith, and he's a comic book
He's a comic book guy.
See,
hey!
And that's the part that the other part that really gets me of it. Besides the fact that I think Gal Gadot is miscast, is you have this footage, this kind of hodgepodge footage with Kevin Smith talking about it, which to me just feels so much like, look, see, we know what we're doing. We got Kevin Smith.
Right, yeah.
He's a comic book guy too, which, God bless him, I like Kevin Smith.
Famke Janssen. That's who I was thinking of. That's who I wanted.
Oh, yes. She would have made a fantastic Wonder Woman. She would have been
perfect for Wonder Woman.
She's good and tall, got the physique.
Got the physique.
She
looks like she could do it. Looks kind of like got that Amazonian kind of build.
I know it's been over a decade since she was in GoldenEye, but
yeah,
I still remember like she was like a kind of a powerhouse beating
on
up Zinnia on a top, but I could buy her as actually physically beating up Bond.
Yeah.
So
if you can imagine her beating up Bond, I can imagine her beating up anybody.
Yes. And like it's, gosh, we'll see where it goes from here.
We'll see. We've got to wait for an official trailer to start giving like some kind of opinion on what the movie is going to be. I appreciate your convictions about Gal Gadot, but until we see an actual trailer, I don't think that we have a good idea of what the movie is going to be like.
I guess.
We just got random snippets of footage from the film, and no matter what film you're looking at, you can't know what you're looking at until you see something kind of slick produced, kind of give you an idea about what kind of vibe they're going for with it.
No, I see what you're saying.
And I don't think you've gotten to see enough of her yet.
I don't think we've gotten to see enough of her quite yet, but at the same time, it does have that kind of feel to me that we're trying to sell you the idea that this is good, because yeah, there's just something deeply wrong with the idea that they pulled out Kevin Smith to like talk about it, I guess. That to me is almost like we're advertising
It's a little bit too pandering for you.
It's a little bit too pandering for me. Like, see, we're like giving legitimacy to what we're making because we've got this guy here, you young fellow with the beard. Yeah, okay, but yeah, like Lunchbox says, we'll have to see where it goes. We'll see probably a real trailer soon. I wouldn't be surprised if there's one slapped on the front of the upcoming Batman vs Superman movie.
I'm sure there will be. Yeah,
that's probably why you have footage already, is maybe to build a little bit of buzz. But
I think it's just to get people talking about it. I mean, rather,
we are talking about it. Hey,
yeah,
well
whether it's good or bad, at least they're talking about you.
Well played. All right, we'll see how it goes.